Hi everyone, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Chrissy, and in today's tutorial we're going to be learning how to make this beautiful straight palazzo pant with elastic waistband and rope with side pocket. Okay, so for interested, keep on watching and let's get started. So this is vintage material and I made use of 2 yards to achieve this beautiful pant you see right here. So guys, let's dive right into today's tutorial.
Life is happy, but it's so insane. We must merely make.
The first thing I did was to fold my fabric by two and I used pin to hold them in place so to avoid shifting. Okay, so now I will just place my tape, then I'll subtract 1.5 inch for the waistband. All right, after that I'll come down by the crouch line. So the crouch line is 11 and a half. Actually this is for my client, not for me. It's just that we almost have the same body measurement. Okay, she's a little bigger than me, that's why. Okay, mine is 11 inches, hers is 11.5 inches for the crouch. So now after making a straight line, just go ahead and connect it like this. Once I'm through with that, I also remove 1.5 inches again, like you place your tape like before. Then come down by your knee length, which is her own is 23 inches. I went ahead to mark just like this. Okay, so after marking, just connect it in a straight line. Once you're through with that, on the waistline you're going to mark 1 inch on the side. Okay, so once you're done with that, you use your ruler to connect it to this other line. Okay, to the crouch line, go ahead and connect it just like this. Once you're through with that, also place your tape on the folded part. Just go ahead and mark 1/2 inch on that side. Okay, then you connect the line. All right, once you're through with that, this elastic waistband, so because of that I'll mark quarter of her hip measurement. Okay, I'll mark it, then add 1 inch for seam allowance. Okay, so once I'm through with that, I'll come down here on the crash line. We just measure what you have there in total on the waistline. Go ahead and add it back here. Okay, measure what you have there on the waistline total, then you replace it here as well. Okay, so after that you just connect it in a straight line just like this. All right, so after connecting, the next thing you want to do now is on that scratch line you're going to mark half of your round tie measurement. Okay, so once you're through with that, our own is 30, so I marked 15 inches, then I went ahead to make my curve. Okay, make your curve like this. All right, so once you are done with this, next you want to do is to come down here on the knee length. Okay, this second line here, on your knee length, come down and divide your knee round circumference. Okay, hers is 22 inches, divided by 2 is 11 inches. I marked it. Okay, this depends on how wide you want yours to be. Okay, you can just decide to make yours 15 inches, you can start to make yours 13, 14 inches, and so on. All right, so after that you go ahead and connect it to the crouch line. Once you're through with that, I'll measure what I have there. It is 11 inches. Okay, aside this 1/2 inch I marked, it is 11 inches. So what I'll do first is to make a straight line using this 1/2 inch I marked here on the folded edge. So I'll just mark it straight down. Then after that, I'll just go ahead and replace the 11 inches on this other side. Okay, so go ahead and do yours like that. If what you marked on your knee is maybe 15 inches, you can also use the 15 inches to make a straight line, as long as you're making the straight palazzo. All right, so I'll just continue marking straight down here with 11 inches till I get to this other end. Okay, so once I'm through with that, you can see what I have here. Can you see? So the next thing I want to do now is to take the length of this bind. Okay, so for the length, you subtract your 1.5 inch for the waistband. You can also subtract 2 inches for a waistband if you want. Now after subtracting, you go ahead and take the length. The length of this particular one is for 3 inches, but I added extra 2 inches to make it for 5. Okay, I'll use 2 inch for the folding allowance, and the other 43 inches for the main length. Okay, for the main palazzo pant length, just like this. After that, you're going to come down here on the waistline. You come down here by half an inch. Okay, mark half inch, then use your ruler to connect it in a slant line just like this. Okay, so this is just to avoid any form of bulge at the front of your pant. Okay, so once you're through with that, you go ahead and cut it out. So after cutting, I'll fold another piece by two to cut the back piece. Okay, so for the back piece, you will have to pin them down like this. The both piece, you go ahead and pin them down this way to avoid shifting on the table. You know, this fabric can be somehow stubborn at times. Okay, so after pinning, what you need to do first is on this upper side here, you will come up by 2 inches. Okay, then make a straight line with it just like this, and after that use your ruler to connect from that side to the other end. Okay, in a slant form, make sure it's slanted this way. You just connect it to the upper side. So once you are through with that, on this other side here, you're going to mark 1.5 inch. Okay, if you're a plus size, you can mark 2.5 inches. Okay, so you use the 1.5 inch or your 2.5 inches or 2 inches to make a straight line. Then also extend the crotch area for the back piece. Then I mark 3 inches for the crotch extension. If you are very fat, you can also mark 3.5 inches to 4 inches. You can even make it 5 inches if you are very fat. Okay, so normal is 2.5 or 3 inches. That is the normal crotch extension. All right, so on this other side I will just mark 2 inches. If a plus size, 2.5, 3 inches is okay. For a very fat person, 3 inches is okay on the side. Plus size, mark 2 inches. Sorry, mark 2.5. Okay, so once you are through with that, you go ahead and cut it out just like this. Okay, just go ahead and continue cutting till you get to the upper side. Okay, so when you get to the upper side, you just cut it in a slant form, just this way. Okay, so I'll just trim it out a little bit like this. Okay, so once I'm through with that, guys, this is what I have here. So the next you want to do now is to also trim out this other side. Don't forget you should trim out this other side. Okay, just like this. So once you're through with that, you can see the shape of our pint. It really came out very nice. Okay, so you come up by the 2 inches for the folding allowance, mark it this way, then go ahead and make your notch. So you're going to start your folding from that notched part. Okay, just like this. Now we are going to keep this aside to work on the waistband. So for the waistband, I already gone ahead to cut it out, and I stitched this other side with half inch. So I'll just trim it out a little bit. Okay, trim it out a little bit if there is any need for that. So once I'm through with that, you can see what I have here. So for the wideness, I have the hip measurement divided by 2. Remember, it's on a fold. So what you will have here is the hip circumference divided by 2. Okay, so for the wideness I have 4 inches. Now you go ahead and fold it into two just like this. Okay, just fold it this way. And for the elastic band, I couldn't get 1.5 inch elastic band, so what I have here is just 1 inch elastic band. After stitching the elastic together like this, I also sewed on the both side seam. Okay, so on the elastic you will have your actual waist measurement minus 5 inch. Okay, you minus 5 inch from your actual waist measurement. Okay, then you cut out the elastic. Okay, so that's all. So I'll just keep this aside, then I'll work on the pocket. Okay, so now to cut out the pocket, this is the fabric I'm going to be using. So now you fold it into two like this. Then after folding, you measure what you have there. I have 17 and a half, but for the pocket length, I want to just leave it at 8.5 inches for the pocket length, including the sewing allowance. Okay, so you place your finger like this, just spread your your hand this way on the fabric, then use your chalk to sketch it out. Just look at what I'm doing here. This is another simplest way of getting a very nice curve for your pocket. So once you're through with that, you go ahead and cut it out. After cutting, I'll place it on this other fabric to cut out another one. Okay, so if you cut to an extent, fold it like this to cut out the same shape on both sides. Also place another fabric to cut out 4 piece. Okay, so after cutting, guys, this is what I have here. You can see I have 2 piece on each pocket. Okay, so total piece I have here is 4. Okay, so now you head over straight to your sewing machine. Then you go ahead and sew with half an inch from the waistline to your crotch line. Do the same thing for the back as well with half inch. Okay, so once I'm through with that, this is what I have here, as you can see. So this is the back as well. Next thing now is to bring my pocket. Then I'll place my tape from the waistline. You will come down by 2 inches, make your point there. Okay, then you bring one of the pockets. Please know the upper side of the pocket and the hem side, or better still, you go ahead and notch the upper side so you don't get confused. Okay, so you place it like this. Also place this other one here, then go ahead and stitch with half inch on both sides. I also do the same thing for the back. So after stitching, guys, this is what I have here. Okay, and this is the other side. Can you see? Next thing I want to do is to bring the back pocket, sorry, the back piece. I also did the same thing here. Then go ahead and place them the right side facing each other like this. Okay, after placing them this way, then start from the upper part, that is from the waistline. You will use 1 inch or half an inch to stitch it down just like this. Okay, you continue with your half feet till you get to the down side. Do the same thing on this other side as well. So after sewing, guys, this is what I have here. Can you see? This is what I have, and I did the same thing on this other side. Next thing I want to do is to hem the down part using the 2 inches I notched. Okay, just make a straight stitch after folding. Then use half inch to join the crotch area. Okay, use your half an inch to join the crotch area just like this. Please, when you get to the crotch line or crotch area, just open up the both seam like this. Go ahead, open up the both seam this way, then use half inch to finish it up till you get to the other end. So after sewing, guys, this is what I have here. Can you see? And these are the hem parts. I've gone ahead to fold it just like I told you guys. So the next thing I want to do now is to work on the waistband. Okay, so for the waistband, this is it. Now divide what you have there, divide what you have on your band by 2. Okay, get the midpoint and mark. Also mark 1 inch on both sides as well. Okay, so you mark 1 inch on both sides just this way. Then after that, come up by half inch just this way and make a straight line with it. So for the 1 inch I marked on both sides, that is where you open your hole for your rope. Okay, you open it here, then also open it on this other side. You know it has 2 ropes, so you open it here and open the other hole on this other side. Okay, that's the essence of me marking this 1 inch on both side. Okay, then also come up by half an inch as well. So after marking, you can see now I have my hole and rope on the center side of the band. Okay, so the next thing you want to do now is to place your elastic inside like this, then head over straight to your sewing machine. Go ahead and sew with half inch. Okay, just go ahead and sew with half inch like this. Okay, so as you sew, you continue inserting your elastic on that band till you finish sewing. So I'll just go ahead to my sewing machine, then I'll just show you guys how to make this. I already gone ahead to sew with half an inch. As you can see, this is what I have here. So now it's time for me to make the second line. It will have about 2 lines extra. So for you to make this, if you're using a manual machine for this, make sure the stitches is on 7 point. Okay, then you loosen it up a little bit, then go ahead and sew on it like this. Okay, just give space of half an inch. Make sure you stretch your band. Okay, stretch it, because me, I'm stretching mine. Can you see what I'm doing here? You go ahead and stretch it this way, then give space of half an inch. Go ahead and sew. Okay, so this for the first line. So after sewing, guys, you can see what I have here. The more you sew, the more it expands. Like the more you stretching the band when sewing, the more it expands. Okay, now for the last line, give it half inch space, then go ahead and stretch it this way. Can you see what I'm doing here? You have to make sure your machine stitch is at 7 point. Okay, then after I was done sewing everything, guys, this is what I have here. You can see how expand this looks. Okay, now I will bring the pint, like the trouser pint, I'll just bring it now, then go ahead and join this waistband on it. So once you place it this way, like the normal way we join our band, that is the exact way you will join this other one. Then from the first line you stitched, okay, from the first line where you stitched, go ahead and continue your sewing from that same line. You can see this first line I sewed first. Continue from that same line. Okay, continue from there, fix your band till you get to the other side. Make sure you stretch this band. Okay, you can see how I'm stretching my, stretch it very very well till you get to the other waistline. Okay, when stretching, make sure you stretch only the waistband, do not stretch your piece. All right, your trouser piece, do not stretch the upper side of your trouser piece. Okay, just the waistband where you joined your elastic. Okay, so I'll just continue doing this till I get to the other end. After sewing, guys, this is what I have here. Can you see? This is how beautiful everything looks. You can also decide to make a 12 stitch on the waistline if you want. Okay, so the next thing I want to do now is on that midpoint, just make your straight stitch, then come outside by 1 inch and open the both side with scissors. Okay, for you to pass your rope through there. So after opening the other hole, I will go ahead and open this other one. Okay, so at this point my battery went off. I had to use another camera to finish my filming. All right, so I have already gone ahead to sew this long rope you see me holding here, and what I had here was times 2 of the waist measurement. Okay, so now I'll use my safety pin to insert this. Okay, so once I'm through with that, I'll show you guys what it looks like.
I recall the past again tonight.
So after sewing, guys, this is what I have here. Can you see how beautiful the waist look? It's looking so fine, as you can see. So that is all about the making of those pint. So, guys, we have come to the end of this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next one. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit on the subscribe button, and also turn on the notification bell so you'll be notified anytime I upload new videos. Okay, bye.